I'm excited to share some highlights from our new SurveyCTO 2.40 release. This release includes a few major platform improvements, as well as a series of smaller refinements, all in response to requests from our growing worldwide user base. So thank you to everybody for the wonderful feedback and ideas that have made this release possible. The biggest thing about 2.40 is the addition of a new review and correction workflow. For the past 5 years, we've gotten steadily better at helping you to quickly and effectively identify potential problems in your incoming data. In just the last year, for example, we introduced the Data Explorer, which helps you to review incoming data both at the aggregate and at the individual level, respond to warnings from automated quality checks, inspect photos and listen to audio audits, and more. But as easy as we've made it to review incoming data, we've never made it particularly easy to annotate or correct that data. But now we have. We've also expanded the range of options you have for collecting and mapping GPS data, made some key case management improvements, and refined several aspects of the SurveyCTO administration console. In this release, we've also added literally dozens of other smaller improvements, from new math functions for informed calculations, to new preview options for enterprise administrators who are managing users and user roles. So I'm going to jump right in. Over the years, we've added more and more ways to use SurveyCTO, both in the field, in the office, using the new web interface. And some of our users have ended up with SurveyCTO server consoles with lots and lots and lots of forms on them. Now, in a prior release, we had the ability to add groups and subgroups and sort of organize those forms. You can see, for example, here in this example console, I have my forms organized by the review and correction workflow, my case management form and data set, my GPS example form, all organized into different groups. And our enterprise users have the ability to finally control the access privileges of different users by group. So you might have a certain set of users who have access only to edit forms in a certain group or even see forms in certain groups. Now, still though, many users have access to many forms, and it gets a bit unwieldy to find the right form at the right time and work with those forms. So we've added some small improvements throughout the console. For example, a search function. So if I want to just search for a case, then I can go and very quickly find the forms and data sets that have to do with cases. Or if I decide that I don't like the overall organization of my forms and data sets, I can certainly drag and drop my forms and data sets one by one to reorganize them. But if I really need to clean house and change the way the overall organization is, we've added a new organize function, which allows you to go through all of your forms and data sets, easily check off entire groups or multiple forms and data sets, and then choose where you would like to reorganize those. So it just makes it a little bit quicker and a little bit easier to reorganize. Now, as a server console is shared among more and more activities and forms and teams, it also becomes necessary to understand more about how people are using the system. And so, for example, this usage information that's been available for a while now about how many forms there are, how many submissions have come in the latest month, that sort of thing, or the amount of data storage that's being used, now you can click to drill down on more information to see exactly which forms are receiving what submissions and taking up what disk storage as part of your subscription. There's even an option here to look at what the disk storage is that's being used by certain forms prior to a certain date. So if you were to purge old data, how much storage would be freed up. And so that's another small thing that we've added as part of 2.40. Now finally, when it comes to users who have limited permissions, so if somebody logs into the server console and they don't have full rights to manage survey forms or design new forms or purge data, it used to be that they would still get all of these tabs, the design tab, collect tab, etc., but a lot of functions wouldn't be available for them. In 2.40, if you have users who have very limited permissions, they'll get a simplified view of the server console. And so you can see here, I'm logged in as a user who's allowed to submit data and also view or download data, but not edit forms, not purge data, or anything like that. And you can see that I have just one, there are no more tabs here, I just have one server console available, and I have one section that has all of my forms and data that I have access to, grouped in the appropriate groups, and then all of the things that I can do for each of those forms. So here, for this form, I can fill it out, I can share a link, I can monitor incoming data or look something up, I can look at quality checks or quality check reports, and then I can also explore or download the data. And we find that this new simplified interface is just a lot easier for users, that it might be partners or collaborators, where you're only giving them limited access. So this will happen automatically based on the privileges somebody has when they log into the SurveyCTO console. So that's a quick overview of the server console improvements. For more about the other improvements in this release, please check out our other videos in this series. And, of course, if you haven't already, you can always update for free. Just go to our website, log in to Manage Your Subscription, and click the green button to update now. And thank you for using SurveyCTO.